All right, in this quick video, I want to be showing you how you can probably double your webinar registrations. I'm going to do it by just critiquing this little webinar registration email I got. And you can use these tips, tricks, and strategies in your own business. I'm just going to use this one as an example, and hopefully this will help you really get a lot more out of your webinars. By the way, this is based on my experience of selling millions and millions of dollars via webinars and writing all the copy and whatnot for those. All right, so let's get into it. So what I got here is I have an email I just got from Jetpack, and this email is actually pushing to a webinar that they're going to have coming up. No hate for Jetpack. They are a very successful business, so they probably don't need much of my critique. They have millions of users, but honestly, they could probably dramatically improve their webinar registration and show-ups just by using a couple quick tips that I'm going to be sharing here. So basically what I have is this email right here. And it's got this headline, join our live webinar, get to know Jetpack. It's got this little image here and a little bit of copy, the bullet points, what Jetpack is and how it started, a quick tour through our individual plugins, settings, modules, and more. And so what they want you to register for this webinar, I got this button here, and here's what the page looks like. And it's basically the same copy on the landing page. That's the entire landing page right there. Okay, so start off with the good things about this, what I really like about it. I like the fact that they have an image here with a guy in it that gives a little personal feel, especially for a really big brand. What's really important is I like the formatting. This is nice big text and it's pretty clear. I like the fact that they have a little intro, they got some bullet points, and then they have a nice big green button. It says exactly what they want you to do, which is register for the webinar. And then what I like about this landing page is actually it's very simple. Those work totally fine. Very simple landing pages, especially coming from an email, work really good for getting a high conversion rate on this. And so those are pretty much the good things. The things that could be improved on this, what you can use for your business, here's a few tips. First thing is we're going to start here at the headline. So headline, or in this case, it's the subject line for the email. Subject line. The job of the subject line is to get them to open the email, right? If your subject line sucks or is boring, no one's going to open the email, all right? And in this case, the subject line is join our live webinar, get to know Jetpack. This is okay, not great though. Join our live webinar is fine, but get to know Jetpack. In this case, if you don't know what Jetpack is and you're not previously curious about Jetpack, for example, I don't even know why I got this email. I must have been on the list. Haven't gotten an email from Jetpack for a long time. I don't know what it is. I'm not curious about it. This doesn't tell me what I'm going to learn. It doesn't tell me, doesn't talk about any of the problems that I'm going to solve, or doesn't talk to me about any of the solutions I'm going to get. So in a subject line, what you want to have is curiosity, right? So I would change this. You can still say join us in our live webinar, but I would change it so that it drives curiosity. Maybe tell me what I'm going to learn or a little snippet. Try to make it really curious so people click on it. You want to get their attention, you want to get the curiosity, and that will get them to open the email. And then you can kind of start to sell them on the actual thing. Another thing is webinars, post 2020, what I've seen is that people are kind of tired of webinars. Like using the word webinar it's not as good as it used to be. So I might change this to join our live training, join our live challenge, something that might not be a webinar. That could help out a little bit. Okay, going on further, this image is okay. Like I said, I like the fact that they have an image, but it doesn't really tell me anything. Just get to know Jetpack. Unless I'm looking to get to know Jetpack, this doesn't help me at all. I would instead do something more eye-catching. I would either say what I'm going to learn here. I would show a result that somebody might get, or I might show them the pain that they might be experiencing previous to this. So this copy itself is okay, but I'll tell you what a normal reader's eye is going to do is they're going to come here, they're going to open the email, they're going to see this image, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to skip over this and you're going to go to the bullet points. Bullet points are really, really important. And right here, what they're saying is the bullet points are what Jetpack is and how to get started, a quick tour of individual plugins, settings, modules, and more. These bullet points are straight up weak. Nobody cares, okay? So here's a little thing that you can use. what I have is I have this little test. It's called the wake up in the middle of the night test. And you can use this on all your copy. And it just, if you run it through this little question, it'll tell you whether or not, this copy is intriguing or not. And the test is, does your target client, the target person opening this email, do they wake up in the middle of the night thinking about this problem? And so in this case, you could say, do people wake up in the middle of the night going, I wonder what Jetpack is and how to get started? Do people wake up in the middle of the night going, I wish I had a quick tour of individual plugins? I wish I knew about the settings and modules? Nobody's waking up in the middle of the night thinking about that. Now, if you were to look at their website, look at I don't really know much about Jetpack. I know of it vaguely, but if we go to jetpack.com, their homepage is written so much better, has such much better copy. And if we're just going to be having a general webinar about it, we can use some of the copy from here because apparently Jetpack does a lot of awesome stuff. So for example, coming down here, the first thing is Jetpack security. So easy to use, comprehensive WordPress site security, real-time backups, automated malware scanning with one-click fixes, powerful spam protection. So these are things that people wake up in the middle of the night thinking about. Maybe not like every night, but it is something of concern to people. You could say something as one of the bullet points like learn how to secure your site in one click. That's way better than quick tour of individual plugins, all right? So you want to talk about either the pain that they're experiencing or an amazing benefit that they're going to get from it. So one of the two, sometimes both, right? Okay, so we could have said that. We could have said one click, we're going to show you how to secure your site in one click. Coming down here, some other stuff that they have, instant performance in UX. So essentially you can get free speed enhancements to rank higher on Google with Jetpack Boost. So how you can boost your Google rankings and increase your site speed without changing any code on your website, like that's pretty amazing. Like that's a very intriguing thing that they could have put in here, which is a million times better than settings, modules, and more, okay? Coming down here, they got grow your audience effortlessly. They got a bunch of stuff. You can auto share posts. So this is a great time to use some real proof, like how Janice got 30,000 extra visitors in a month just by, turning on the social settings that we have, So I'm not super familiar with the tool, but you can see how if you were to use this little framework of, do you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about this? Man, I need more traffic. Then these bullet points that we just rewrote would be 1,000 times better. Okay, so this big green button is awesome. I like that. Register for the webinar. It makes it very easy to see. So you come over here, and basically they just have the same copy. So what I would do is I would take the better updated bullet points, the intrigue, the curiosity, the better copywriting, put it back over here to reconfirm. And then one more thing that I would put on here is I noticed that they are not using a phone number opt-in. They're not doing any SMS notifications. So for live events, what we've seen is that just adding SMS notifications to your registration pages and using them when you're coming up to your webinar can dramatically increase the amount of people that actually show up to your webinar. Okay. In our case studies, we see that it goes anywhere from 13% increase in 13% increase in attendance to 50% increase in attendance, okay? Just by literally adding SMS on there. Additionally, not only is SMS, like little text messages, going to help you get more people to show up, turns out that your text message list becomes one of the biggest sources of people to actually even register for your webinar. So they're not using that here. If they would just add that, it would dramatically increase both the people that register and the people that show up. So those are the frameworks that I would do if you want to increase your webinar sign-up rates, you want to increase the number of registrations and people that are showing up. Definitely when you write your emails, when you write your text messages, you want to use curiosity here in the headline to get them to open the email. You want to use run all your copy through the wake up in the middle of the night test, really focusing on the pain or the benefits, get rid of the boring stuff. If it doesn't drive curiosity, doesn't help them solve problems, then nobody really cares. Carry that all the way through. use the same copy here. And then lastly, make sure you are using text messages. This could literally double the amount of people that are coming to your webinar. Very easy. If you're not using text yet, hit us up. And hope you guys like this little quick tutorial. If you like this type of critique type of stuff, let me know and we'll make more. All right, cheers.